What is up, people? Welcome back in the channel. Today we're going to be talking about AI and art and music, or any art actually. Is AI going to be killing art? Did it already happen? I don't know, but I have a few things to say. Got my notes here with me, and I'll try to share some thoughts on this. First, if I had to give you a short answer, no. AI is not going to kill art at all. AI is not going to kill artists. But there are some people that are not real artists that are getting deeply affected by this. It's not something new. AI technology can have been able throughout the centuries to make things better, faster, more efficiently. And the real problem with the people that have fear of AI stealing the job, which is a completely legitimate fear in my opinion, I totally understand this, is there are two main problems in my opinion. One of them is the fact that a lot of these people tend to challenge themselves or AI, being like, I'm gonna try to match what AI can do. I'm trying to produce things as fast as AI can do. And that is really just a waste of time. Like for me as a drummer, from a drummer's perspective, it would be like me trying to, I don't know, me trying to become as precise as a drum machine, which is simply not going to happen because I am a human being and a machine is a machine. A drum machine is a drum machine. So I'm not going to be able to get to that level of precision. So why wasting my time doing that, right? That doesn't mean I don't have to be precise with my playing. It simply means that we're playing two different games. One thing is a machine and the other thing, me, I am a human being. So why bother me trying to accomplish what I cannot accomplish? The other thing that is happening in my opinion is that a lot of people, and this is kind of worse actually, a lot of people think of this as not that big of a deal. Like just if AI could be a bad memory within a matter of months or years. No, it's gonna stay here. It's gonna actually improve a lot, and it's gonna make things worse if you don't really pay attention to that. I mean, if you think that AI will become an unhappy memory within months or years, and your job can be affected by AI or replaced by AI, you're in big trouble, for sure. These generally tend to be the same people who say things like, oh, you know, the human touch, you cannot replace that, which is true, but that is very important within artists. And in many, 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 many cases, in my opinion, these people do not belong to the category of artists. And most of the time, they belong to the category of artisans, which is a completely different thing. Just to be a little more clear about this, I wrote a quote that I will read to you that I think sums up this concept pretty well. It goes like this. In any field where technical competence is more important than artistic vision or human experience, a technology that will make you save time and or money is always going to win. I mean, you don't really care about how you get to the final result. All you care about is the final result. I mean, take this for example. Before photography, a lot of painters were called to do basically a photographer's job. They had to paint reality as it was. But with the advent of technology and photography, many of these non-artist painters, again, artisans, just lost their job. And yet somehow some of the painters that we admire the most, like Picasso, Dali, Manet, you name it, became big names after the invention of photography. And they were doing something very different from photography. They were painting reality not as it is, but filtered through their own lenses of how they see the world, which is very important. And you can imagine if none of these guys ever started painting, it would have been a great, incredibly great loss in terms of artistic contribution. Now, to reinforce the idea that technology will become more and more present into our lives, and that will substitute some of the things that we might normally do differently, think about it this way. If you have to sell your used iPad on some website, do you call a professional photographer and let him take pictures of your iPad? No, of course not. Because you call a professional painter to paint beautiful images of your iPad so you can post those ones online. See where I'm going with this? There is no art involved in this. You just want to sell your fucking iPad. So with all that said, when does it make sense to create something? When does the human touch actually make a difference? Now, let me give you an example. There is a beautiful album that I really, really love, one of my favorites, which is Black Star by David Bowie. And if you don't know the story about this record, it's the album that Bowie wrote when he was told that he was going to die, basically. And the thing that he did, just like any artist, he said, I'm going through this, and all I've done through my life was putting what I experienced through music. So I'm going to be putting death through music. Now, for what we know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but AI is unable to feel anything yet. Maybe in the future that will change, but so far AI is unable to feel anything. So in this case, there is something that cannot be replaced. AI cannot replace the feeling, the true feelings that a person experiences when he or she is being told, you're going to die. You have a few months left to live. And if I want to get into the mind of someone who truly experiences that, that can only happen with humans. AI cannot replicate that. And then another thing, we are less than a week away from Christopher Nolan releasing the Odyssey. A lot of people around the world are being excited. I'm one of those people. And one of the reasons why I am truly excited about this is because I get to witness the huge effort of an artist that I really admire, who put together an incredible team of people in terms of actors, all of the crew that he put together for this thing is incredible. And I really cannot wait to witness something like that. But you might notice Elon Musk posted, I don't know if it's a provocatory thing, but how Musk does stuff. And he posted a trailer made with Grok, with AI, about the Iliad. And which, by the way, doesn't even get close to the images that we saw about the Odyssey. But even if it did, the point is that some people do what they do because they enjoy the practice of doing things that they love. Like when I see that drum kit, I don't think about, there are VSTs that can do things better. There are drum machines that can do things better. There are better drummers that can do things better. When I set up the drums, I set up the drums because I enjoy doing that, period. And I am perfectly aware of the fact that I will not become the #1 drummer in the world. that I will die without knowing certain things, without being able to do certain things, and that's just fine. But when I sit at the drum kit, I'm having fun, and I'm sure that someone like Christopher Nolan enjoys the idea of putting all that effort and giving the people, the world, his personal vision of something that has been around for how many thousand years. It feels like, in some way, effort has become the enemy of pleasure and joy. But in a lot of things, the pleasure and joy of doing things isn't the effort of doing those things. Now, with all these things said, I actually think that there might be a good outcome, meaning that if it is true that AI will become more and more proficient, the only thing that's left for us is to be honest in terms of art. The only thing that will really make the difference between us and the next person is the fact that we experience a life that is just ours and that no one else can truly replicate, not even AI.